Soweto residents in Orlando West protested against Eskom for the installation of prepaid electricity meters. The residents barricaded roads with bricks and burning tires, and they demand to be charged a flat rate of not more than 400 Rand a month. For more on this, we are joined in studio by Bandile Jack, the Gauteng Eskom manager. Now, we had requested a member of the Orlando West community to join us in this conversation, but unfortunately, they were not available to join us, which I really do say unfortunately, because it would have been good to have both parties involved in this discussion. But Brian, welcome. Thank you for coming into the... Brian, Bandile, I beg your pardon, I've got Brian written here for some reason. Bandile, thank you for coming. Thank you for being our guest here on the program.
Thank you, Leah.
Okay, so the situation, as far as you understand it, is exactly as I've pointed out in the introduction. Residents want a set rate of 400 Rand per month, no more than that. Is that what your understanding is on these prepaid meters?
That is the request that is being made, and that is the demand being made by the residents of Orlando West. We have had a similar demand in Protea North for 200 Rands. So it ranges between 200 Rands and 400 Rands. This flat rate that is being demanded.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it at all possible that that target could be reached?
Let me put it this way, Leanne. If a person wants to use 400 Rands worth of electricity, we are saying take the prepaid meter, manage your consumption within your 400 Rands, then we don't have a problem.
Yeah. So you're saying if you manage your electricity properly, you could get through a month with using 400 Rand electricity? It
is entirely on the hands of the consumer to manage their consumption.
Yeah.
So as a consumer, the prepaid meter helps you to monitor your consumption, it helps you to make sure that you can budget properly. And if you have the prepaid meter, then you know exactly what you are using.
How did the figure of 400 Rand come about? Have you done studies into the average consumer spend in that area?
Leanne, we have not come up with the 400 Rands, it's the community. They are the ones that are demanding this 400 Rands. How they come about it, we don't know. We have looked at the average consumption, but it's going to be very difficult because it ranges between seasons, winter and summer and so on. And it also varies from household to household based on the equipment that they have in the house. So it is not a very clear-cut average to say in Orlando West all people use this average electricity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Approximately, could you not give us a bit of an approximate, I mean, just in general in the area, for the residents living there, what is the average spend on electricity?
Leanne, it will be very difficult, like I'm saying.
So you can't get that number.
I can't get that because it is something entirely dependent on what the person has in the house.
Yeah, yeah. The reality is what led to these prepaid meters is the fact that there is an 8 billion Rand outstanding account for just the area of Soweto between 2003 and 2015. Is that correct? Is that according to your calculations?
That is one of the issues, Leanne, and I'm saying it is one of the issues because we're not just dealing with the issue of debt. We are dealing with the issue of the stability of supply in the area of Soweto. Especially in winter, we've got outages that happen due to overloading. And this comes about because of the electricity theft that is taking place. It comes about because of the illegal connections taking place. We've had even fatalities in the area due to illegal connections that are taking place. And we want to eliminate all of these things. So it is a joint effort to deal not just with one, but that being one of the issues that we want to address.
Yeah. A lot of people would, I suppose, ask if for all of these years electricity hasn't been paid and the bill is sitting at 8 billion Rand, why didn't Eskom go in at an earlier stage and do something about it?
Leanne, we have been cutting off residents. They switch themselves on back because they've got easy access to the network. We then introduced a pilot where we piloted this system so that we can make sure that people don't have easy access to our network. And we've seen it working very well, and then we decided to roll it out throughout the country and throughout Gauteng. Yeah.
Now, with these prepaid meters, to get illegal connections and do what you're saying, is it possible? Is it can this still be done, or is it virtually impossible now?
It is very difficult to do, Leanne. One of the nice things about this system is that we are able to monitor the system and look at what is happening at the meters from a control room. So we have a monitoring mechanism. It is not as easy to access the meters because the meter sits outside in an enclosed box that is difficult to tamper with, and all you get as a customer is what we call is a customer interface unit that sits in the house where you can view your utilization, you can punch in your units, and that's basically how it works.
That's basically how it works. So
yes.
At the heart of all of this is the idea that residents do not want to pay more than 400 Rand, and they are under the assumption that they had a deal with you saying that, yes, you put these prepaid monitors in, but it'll only be 400 Rand a month for us. But now some are saying that they're paying up to 1,000 Rand a month. Where did the confusion come in? Do you have any idea?
Leanne, we don't have such a deal about a flat rate to start with. We were very clear from the beginning, and we continue to engage the community even now, and we explain the system. And we are clear that a person will pay for what they use, not a flat rate.
Yeah.
We are very clear.
Okay. How far are you in the installation of these prepaid meters? I imagine that the work has now come to a bit of a standstill with what's happening in Soweto.
Currently, Leanne, we've got about 180,000 customers in Soweto. We have installed about 27,000 of these meters in Soweto. We are continuing to install, and we'll continue engaging and installing until we do this and finish.
Even now, during these riots and protests, you're still installing?
We are going to continue, Leanne. We have no option. There is no option. People have to pay for what they use.
Yeah. Now, these prepaid meters are actually inside the house.
The prepaid meter the actual meter sits inside. Yeah. You get what we call a customer interface unit. It's a keypad that is inside the house. It's for the customer to view. It is also for the customer to be able to punch in their units.
Just for, I suppose, for clarity's sake, will there be any negotiations at all from Eskom's side with the residents of Soweto, or is this just the way it is?
Leanne, we've got over 4 million customers on prepaid in the whole of South Africa as Eskom. And we pay they all pay the same tariffs. So it would be very difficult that we make concessions for certain groups and get out of our regulated process. We need to stick to the regulations, we need to stick within the law.
Okay. I'm going to read a couple of comments that are coming through on Twitter from, I beg your pardon, people watching. And people are saying in Cape Town, it works. It helps you manage. Talk to us about Cape Town.
Cape Town is supplied by the city of Cape Town. And I can say I also have the same meter, and it works everywhere. So the actual meter is not the problem. It helps the customer to manage their consumption. It helps the customer to be able to use electricity efficiently, because you become conscious when you start paying for something. And so I imagine Cape Town is most probably using similar meters as we use, because we get these meters from the same suppliers. So I would like to emphasize the fact that there's absolutely nothing wrong with the actual meter itself.
All right, let's leave it there. My voice is given up, but I think we've got all of the information given through. Thank you so much, Bandile. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you very much.
I've lost my voice. You can wrap it up for me. All right, I'll read some tweets to you when we come back. Let's take a break.
Thank you.